Heidi Ho. I'm Karen Money Williams. I have a program called Think Happy Thoughts, and my motto is think happy thoughts and good things will happen. I actually have that in a bumper magnet form. I help people understand the universal law of attraction so that they can manifest more of what they want in their lives and less of what they don't want. Now, have you ever had any of these challenges? Not enough money, relationship problems, chronic health issues, and regularly being at the wrong place at the wrong time? Have you ever felt that you had something important to share with the world, but you were so locked into a survival mode that you had little time and energy to express your talents? Well, I've been there big time. In fact, I could write a book about it. In fact, I did write a book about it, but it never got published. Why? Editors thought it was too far-fetched. No one could have that many things go wrong and live to tell about it. Specifically, in 1981, I was going through a divorce from an alcoholic husband, and my two young sons and I moved in with my parents for 5 long years, which was probably even longer to my parents than it was to my sons and me. During that time, I was diagnosed with stage 4B cancer, which in my case was Hodgkin's disease, and I went through chemotherapy and radiation. I began to question what on earth I was doing or not doing to evoke all these problems. I was a committed Christian, but it seemed that there was something I was missing. One day, before my dad took me to my latest chemotherapy session in Muncie, Indiana, I went to the library and began to sort through the self-help section of books. And there it was, My Answer, a large volume by Kenneth Peltier entitled Mind as Healer, Mind as Slayer. The book was full of case studies of how people's thoughts and attitudes affected their health. Now I took the message to heart and began to seek out other books on the topic. Despite my strong faith, I knew I still engaged in a lot of woe is me thoughts and other negative thinking. I also knew that if I were to get well and begin to have a good life, it had to start with my daily mental focus. Eventually, I did get well, remarried, and the boys and I moved to Oregon, eliciting a big sigh of relief from my dear parents. But my previous experiences made me a seeker. I had changed my habits of thought to become more optimistic, and I really believe that's what caused me to get well, bottom line. But I wanted to know the extent to which our habits of thought impact not just our health, but our finances, our relationships, our career success, you name it. During the following years, I read almost every relevant book by every guru to come down the pike. But in the year 2001, I found my missing link, so to speak, about how all this works. And that missing link was, drum roll please, the teachings of Abraham-Hicks on law of attraction. So now for the past 10 years, my life has become increasingly wonderful as I've absorbed the Abraham-Hicks principles. And I thrive on sharing those principles with people via my blog, ebooks, and study groups right here in my home. I'm so happy that we live in a new world, a time when I can readily and efficiently share all I've learned via electronic media. I can coach people online. I can get my message out to thousands of people weekly, people I would never have met before personal computers and social media. I am using all that I've learned and experienced to hopefully benefit others, and it's rewarding beyond words. Now, in a nutshell, here's what I teach, and I believe it's applicable regardless of your faith, ethnicity, or political views. Number 1, our thoughts are magnetic. They form a signal of sorts that goes out from us every waking moment. Number 2, the universal law of attraction then lines up circumstances and events that match our habits of thought. as we practice thinking more about what we like and want, such as a job promotion or improved health, and less about what we don't like and don't want, such as trouble with the neighbors or not enough money, our circumstances must improve. And last, and very important, our emotions guide us. Our emotions actually form a guidance system. You see, emotions arise from our thoughts. Feel-bad emotions, such as anger and resentment, alert us that we're thinking about things we don't like and don't want, while feel-good emotions like hope and joy remind us that we're thinking about what we do want and do like, and thus, through the universal law of attraction, we'll happily experience more of that. Now, I want to mention a few of the major pitfalls that people experience when they learn of law of attraction. Through my personal experience with positive thinking, I can help you navigate these common errors. The most common mistake that people make after learning about law of attraction is that they worry about their negative thoughts, fearing that their negative habits are about to bring them doom and gloom. I love to assure people that it takes lots and lots of negative thinking to actually bring about dire consequences. And if they just take baby steps and make a few deliberate, consistent changes in their level of optimism each day, that's all that's needed to bring substantial improvement in what's turning up in their lives. Now, another mistake that people make after learning about law of attraction is they worry about other people's negativity. They worry that other negatively focused people will affect them adversely. Now, I can teach people how to sidestep negative input from others and, in fact, greatly reduce the number of unhappy, grumpy people who come their way. But the biggest mistake that any of us can make is that we manage everything in our lives except the most important thing of all, our habits of thought. People manage their actions, but not their thoughts. They manage their time, their money, their social life, but they let their habits of thought go to any old scary subject, painful memory, or fear of the future. I'll prove to you that if you start managing your mental focus just a little bit, every other aspect of your life will begin to improve. Now, I would encourage you to take your first baby step right now. We'll do it together, in fact. Okay, if you're ready, I'm going to ask you to relax and think of one thing you're grateful for. It could be a person, place, or thing. Now, think of a happy memory. And last, think of something you'd love to experience in the future. It could be a vacation, a promotion, or a way that you could help and serve humanity. Let that fill your mind. With those 3 happy thoughts, I want you to know that you just improved the circumstances that are headed your way via law of attraction. You just changed your future for the better. I encourage you to make those 3 kinds of happy thoughts a practice that you begin and end your day with. Then watch what really great things turn up. And please feel free to visit me at KarenWilliams.net, where we can explore more of these things